What's going on, people? Back again, day 3, I think it is, in terms of this live. So, hope you guys are enjoying this. This one probably won't be too long. Don't have too much to say. A few cool things going on in the world. One thing that I actually saw yesterday was Uber is now about to do self-driving cars. So, just thought that was crazy. Pretty interesting stuff. I'm going to talk about digital architecture too, but I have a lot of friends who are Uber drivers. I think Uber is an amazing company. So just wanted to hop in and talk a little bit about that. Justin, welcome, man. It was cool to see that. So self-driving cars are coming for Uber. They said this month they'll probably start actually taking rides, which was crazy to see. I didn't think anybody was going to have anything like that anytime soon. I saw Ford actually release something that they were going to have by 2021, and I was talking to some of my buddies, and I was like, 2021 is too late. And that was probably last week that they said that. And then yesterday, Uber said that they're going to have it this month. So technology, man, is going crazy, moving fast. But it also makes me think about, like, as a driver, right? What's coming to them, right? How fast is Uber going to roll this out to every other city? How is that going to work if you're a driver and that's your steady source of income? I wonder. But if you are a driver, I'd probably start, at least saving some cash, for a potential pivot, just in case, you may have to do, TaskRabbit, Instacart. I mean, there's a ton of other things out there, but just pretty interesting stuff kind of going on with Uber there. One of my favorite companies, but crazy what's happening in that. Tesla's trying to do the same kind of thing, another company I really like. So, yeah, it's just going to be interesting, all this self-driving cars. I mean, I'm going to love it because I don't drive Uber. I ride a lot of Uber, but we will see. But, yeah, digital architecture, man, just to give you guys a quick update on what's happening in the world of Henry Johnson. So this is my third day. I think it's going to spawn off massive amounts of regulations on regular drivers. Yeah, probably. Especially if they end up being safer. Because if it ends up being that, self-driving cars are safer than regular cars, it's going to be like iRobot. They're going to pretty much make cars self-driving from the beginning. That's what I'd assume, Justin. Because at the end of the day, driving a car is pretty unsafe. From a statistical standpoint, right? It's better. It's definitely way safer to fly. Humans make errors all the time. Drinking, sleeping, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, we will see how that ends up turning up. Yes, so cool. Also wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on with digital architecture. I have some other news updates I wanted to chat about as well, but just to kind of give you guys an update on the digital architecture stuff. I'm in day 3 now. First 2 days have been excellent. I actually I haven't pulled the analytics from from the end of yesterday, but I pulled Alina, what's going on? I pulled analytics from about 6 or 7 o'clock. I pulled some. Yeah, hey, I am speaking for myself, Justin. I do make some errors when I'm driving. I pulled some analytics from 6 or 7 o'clock, and in my first 2 days, we've actually had more viewers on the digital architecture website than we have pretty much in the last 2 months combined. And I say that to really just kind of talk about, we haven't been doing really any marketing for digital architecture. Everything has been word of mouth. One of the great things about the company that I'm joining is that, they do really good work. So people are telling each other about the work, or they go to their friend's house and see, they have this great surround sound system around, and they want to then do it, right? and it's sustained the company and made a living for a decent amount of people in the organization. So that's awesome. And when I look at that, and coming into a company that has a great product like that people talk about, and is able to sustain just through word of mouth, I really look at the potential of using some of the online marketing tactics, such as the things that I'm doing, doing blog posts on LinkedIn, because that's probably the number one in terms of traffic that I'm getting. A lot of that traffic's probably not sustainable, right? A lot of the people are just interested, like, oh man, this guy said he quit his dream job. That's crazy. So they're probably just coming to check out the website. But who knows? Some of those people may end up being interested in actually buying something one day. And even just looking at, from a conversion standpoint, we've had more people sign up for our newsletter as well during that time, right? So they may not be ready to buy today, but they did sign up, and who knows, if we kind of keep the newsletter going and the education going, maybe we'll have them, potentially be customers in the future. What's my take on Medium? So yeah, Justin, I love Medium, actually. I did this blog post on LinkedIn because I knew that I had a pretty big audience on LinkedIn. I think I have almost like 2,000 people that I'm linked in with. So I just thought I'd get more traction there. Prior to doing this post on LinkedIn, I've never really done any posts on LinkedIn. So everything else was always on Medium or on my personal blog, talktohenryj.com. And before this post, Medium was always my number one source of traffic and views. So I love Medium. I'm going to continue using it. What I'm actually trying to figure out is when to post things on Medium, because that post I put on LinkedIn, I probably will eventually put on Medium as well. So the rest of my like audience can see it, and people who know me. But I just don't know how Google works with all that, and I guess I shouldn't really pay too much attention with it. But I'm gonna post that on Medium too, and I have some more blog posts coming that I'm gonna continue doing. Kind of keep telling my story, telling people that I'm doing this, because a lot of people on LinkedIn aren't friends with me on Facebook, so don't know that I'm doing this and things like that. So yeah, so I mean, I love Medium. I think it's a great medium medium, no pun intended, to use. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the marketing is doing well, and I think that's going to really help the business. If you've read my blog post, I said, right, I'm trying to double our revenue over the course of this year, and I think that is I think it's a feasible goal. It's definitely lofty, but just kind of looking at the marketing that we've done prior to and the marketing that I'm trying to implement now, I think it definitely is something that can happen. And guys, one thing I wanted to talk a little bit about, and I haven't really talked about before, I asked on the first one, like, who knows what smart home automation is, and some people knew it, some people didn't, and I just wanted to give a quick, like, my take on smart home automation, right? And essentially, it's just the ability to smartify the different products and services within your house, right? So thinking about your TV, so make it smarter using the internet, right? So think about things like you being able to control your TV, your lights, your music, so soon maybe even your refrigerator, and all these different things just through your phone. Because they're all going to be connected to the internet. So the Internet of Things is one way that people kind of talk about smart homes and home automation. And really what I tell people when I talk to them, it's the ability to control everything through your phone or through your voice with like something like the Amazon Alexa. So that's what it is. Really what's happening in the industry is that there's a lot of different do-it-yourself products coming out versus what we do is we do professional installations of these products and make them all work together seamlessly. I think that I actually think that's a very interesting thing happening in the industry. and definitely something that we're always paying attention to, so we can be ahead of the curve in regards to it. Because things like the Nest, you can buy it yourself at Home Depot, install it yourself. The Alexa, you can buy it on Amazon, you install it yourself. All the products I talked about that my friend had, the Wemo, Plum, etc., all kind of do-it-yourself products. And then what we sell a lot of is like the professionally installed products like Savant, which is a hub for all of the products that you own that you would then control everything through one. The big difference between like the do-it-yourself market and the professionally installed market is the professionally installed market. Number one is just a lot more mature today, right? It's been around for at least 13 years because that's how long we've been doing it. Whereas the do-it-yourself market is kind of coming now. The interesting thing about it is there's a lot of these bigger players coming into it, right? The Apples, the Googles, the Amazons of the world. So they're coming into the market, and they're definitely going to change it. What I think's interesting what I think is going to happen is basically Tony Stark's house. Exactly. What I think is going to happen is the do-it-yourself market is going to expand, and that like there are going to be people who are going to do their own home automation, but there's people who will never ever want to do all this installation for themselves, right? If you're the CEO of Apple or maybe not Apple, CEO of Home Depot or some other like very wealthy person, you're probably not sitting at home on a Saturday morning saying like, you know what I want to do today? I want to install my TV and put some speakers in my ceiling and make sure that all works together. You're probably like, who can I call to do that, right? And that's really where we come in. I mean, we're not trying to be be something for everybody. We have a specific clientele that we're looking wants to work with somebody like us. We're not trying to force it on anybody. So if you know anybody, I mean, I'd love you to kind of introduce me, and if they need they need a home theater, they need the speakers installed throughout their home. They're doing like outdoor lighting for their for their landscaping or anything like that. That's the kind of stuff that we're doing and people that we're talking to. So just kind of interesting stuff going on there. Oh, one other thing. So one of my buddies, Sal, posted on his Facebook the other day this video about the Oculus Rift and how people are using it. Like people who are paralyzed are using it, or doctors are using it to help people who are paralyzed get feeling again in their legs or below where they're paralyzed, which was super interesting to me. And they're also starting to use it with people who have strokes and things like that, so that they can then get feeling back in their face. And because of virtual reality, in the virtual reality world, they are actually using those parts. Although in real life they're not moving yet, but over time, over years of like training, essentially, they are able to get that ability back in small amounts right now. I think it's an interesting concept that's happening there, and something that could be really interesting moving forward. And if you guys don't know, Facebook owns Oculus, so you may want to pay attention to that. I think Facebook's doing awesome things in terms of like companies to pay attention to, right? We talked about Uber at the beginning of this. I talked about how much I love Tesla and what they're doing. But Facebook, I'd also pay attention to, right? They own Oculus, they own Instagram. Oculus VR is coming. In what shape or form, we don't know yet. But I think healthcare is always interesting, right? There's always a lot of money there. I think definitely something to pay attention to. I mean, I'd say buy Facebook stock, but who am I? I'm no financial analyst or anything like that. But I think it's probably worth it in the long run. And guys, like I said, this was a short one. I didn't have too much to say, although I did stay on here probably for more than 10 minutes. Justin, I appreciate you joining. Alina, I appreciate you joining. And I'm pretty sure there's other people here that's just not showing me. But guys, comment whenever you're joining. I'd love to kind of engage with you. press that share button. I'd love you guys to share this with your friends, and hopefully they can check out what we're doing. And you guys have a great day. Keep it going. Get to work. I'll talk to you soon.